Hello everyone, welcome to ClearTalk. So in this video, we are going to be talking about Minnesota, ICE, DHS, however you want to look at it, um, and the 37-year-old woman who was shot and murdered yesterday. Because this is the big headline, deservingly so, all through social media, all over the news. And I'm focusing on this one for today. This will be the only video for today because I think it deserves that full attention. And I've pulled up multiple videos, angles, reactions, other examples of ICE overstepping recently, and this is just this is the inevitable conclusion to the actions of which DHS, ICE, the Trump administration, this Trump regime, this Gestapo-like system, group of people, and it's just this is what happens. This is the inevitable conclusion of what was going to happen. And now we are at I think in a very much a turning point. And if this isn't a turning point, then I don't know what could. So we're going to talk about it today. So thank you very much for joining me. If you are new to Clear Talk, welcome. If you'd like to check out more videos from the channel, please do so. Consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all that good stuff to get more videos in front of more people. If you'd like to check out videos from my other channels, JMDPLAY, Puzzling, if you like what you see there, consider subscribing to those channels. If you'd like to give any kind of support, there's Patreon there, $3 a month. You can support any of the channels you would like to help grow those channels, help grow Patreon, help grow JMD Nation at large. Any way you would like to support and give, your contribution to JMD Nation is very much appreciated, and I thank you very, very much. And if you're returning, you are freaking amazing. Thank you very much for coming back over and over and over again, and I am so thankful, and keep coming back because you are what makes JMD Nation. Okay, all right, so here are the events yesterday. A woman was there was a ICE agents have been in Minnesota, I think, for a little while now, because of the the administration pushing on the whole Somalia thing, along with just the mass deportation is the escalation that they have doing. Now they're in Minnesota because they've turned Minnesota into a very much a political landscape for the administration, and so they were doing an ICE kind of, I guess, raid or whatever. Several ICE agents all in this neighborhood. This lady, I don't know honestly exactly why she was there or how she got there. There's no video showing her coming or the events just prior to what happened, really. But she was in the area apparently along with other protesters. She was protesting against the ICE agents being there. She is somewhere from the area, or apparently recently moved there with her partner and child. And people were pointing out, trying to say that her tag was from Missouri. I couldn't really tell that. It wasn't clear enough to verify that. Some people were saying she's from Colorado. Like recently lived in Colorado or whatever. It doesn't matter. She, from what information I understand, she recently they recently moved to Minnesota. So they live somewhere relatively close to the event location. She was there. It looked like to me she was trying to leave the area potentially. Some people that have been interviewed by some news stations and stuff after the fact. Some of them stated that the vehicle had been kind of stuck in the ice a little bit on the side of the road, and they were trying to move it along. And she's surrounded by a bunch of ice vehicles. The vehicle, apparently, the vehicle to her right is a nice vehicle. The vehicle to her left that had just moved and went around her was a nice vehicle. The truck that pulled up was a nice vehicle because those agents got out to confront her. It appeared as if she was trying to make a U-turn or like trying to somehow go the opposite direction. People pointed out that looked like it was potentially a illegal U-turn because it's in the middle of a road. Like I said, I don't know where she started from exactly. But the officers got out of the vehicle. Agents or whatever came towards her vehicle. She appears to have panicked, scared of what was about to happen to her. Obviously, deservingly so. I mean, you have a woman in a vehicle, three men in, uniforms, covered up faces are coming at her. One of them particularly charging her vehicle, basically grabbing her door, trying to rip it open. I mean, clearly, anybody in that situation would panic. She goes to reverse. And then you can see her wheels turn back the opposite way, and as she pulls forward to try to leave, and get away from the agents. There was a agent on the front side of her vehicle towards the driver corner. That is the agent that pulled a weapon from his sidearm and then shot at the vehicle, shot at the woman. 2 to 3 shots. Apparently, she was hit, or at least 3 shots, because it's been stated that she was shot in the face 3 times. And then as the vehicle rounded, I have footage shows that the vehicle accelerated, which I'm assuming at that point she's probably lost consciousness. Her foot's fully on the gas. It rams into a vehicle down the road. And you will hear the chaos of people and their reactions to it all. You'll hear the gunshots. So I just want to go ahead and forewarn on all of that, what will be shown. And the claim from ICE, DHS, even the post from the president himself, stating that the ICE agent, that she was trying to hit the ICE agent, and the ICE agent was doing this in defense. From what I see, it seems hard to prove that she was trying to hit the agent. Her wheels literally were turning away from the agent. She was turning in the direction away from the agent. Even though, yes, he was on the front corner of her vehicle when she started to pull forward. It doesn't look clear to me that if she was trying to hit the agent, she wouldn't be turning her vehicles or her wheels away. She would literally be trying to actually go at him. It looked like she was trying to get away from him. He does not appear to have actually gotten hit. He kind of moved to his right out of the way as he was shooting at her. One could argue that if he wasn't attempting to try to shoot at her, he would have been able to get out of the way even faster. It wouldn't even have been close. But that was his reaction. And now the lady is dead. She leaves behind, again, a partner and a 6-year-old child from a previous relationship, the father of which was died like 2 years ago. So now the child is basically orphaned. And this is America right now. So I have, again, footage here. I'm going to move to so we can see. This is one angle, the most, I think, prominent angle that most people have viewed. So we'll see here. This is again, this vehicle here, from my understanding, is a ICE, DHS, whatever agent vehicle. This is one that is coming from this side over here somewhere and pulling off. You will see her motioning. So she has stopped motioning these people to allow them to leave. And then another truck comes from this side, pulls through, and that's the agents that get out. This is apparently a bystander protester. This is the agent that actually shot her. What happened is he's walking around this way, and as the other two agents approach her, he continues to walk around and comes to the front end of the vehicle over here. The agent that comes up to her door and tries to open it up, you'll see her reverse lights come up. She backs up a little bit, turns her wheels, and heads this direction. And this agent is on the front corner here of the vehicle. When he steps to the side with his sidearm out and shoots her through the front glass, and I'm assuming the side window as well, because only one shot was through the front glass. The other two shots, I assume, went through her side window. So I'm gonna play.
You! Shame! 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 Shame!
This is the guy that shot.
Shame! 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 Dude, what's happening to her? What happened? Dude. Okay. Dude, you shot her! I'm trying to help! No! No! You fucking shot someone in the fucking face! You shot someone in the fucking face! Do you have a conscience? Do you have a conscience? Don't let the murderer leave! Don't let the murderer leave! You guys are the fucking criminals! You don't get to tell us what to do! Fucking criminals! Don't let him leave! Don't let him leave!
So the agent that shot her gets in this vehicle and hauls ass.
No! Get the fuck out of our neighborhood!
I didn't even know that, because this video is way more extended than I even thought it was. Now, I thought you weren't supposed to leave the scene of a crime. Thought you weren't supposed to leave the scene of a crime. And all these agents are hauling ass to get the fuck out of there.
Do you have a conscience? Do you have a conscience? Do you have a conscience? This is the time, man. This is the time to have a conscience.
I thought they were leaving. My bad.
This is not okay. This is not okay. Get a fucking conscience.
Can you look at me? Tell me you're doing the right thing. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You didn't fire any weapon.
You see the frustration and these are all people right here that live in this community.
Watch out, man. Watch out.
Why don't you look at me? I thought you could do it.
You okay, mommy?
Okay, so again, I'm gonna slow it down. This particular one, I'm gonna slow it down right here at the very beginning. Let's sort of mute this because I know the sound is gonna be a little weird. But you see, she's waving them by. She's even waving the truck that come up and stopped. She, to let them by because I'm assuming she's thinking they're all trying to leave. You can see her waving right there. It's like, hey, you can come by, come on through. But instead of coming on through, these two decide to confront her, to make a big deal about it and escalate this situation. They could have went on through, just like the other one that just left, but now they decide to engage with her. This one doesn't seem to be that big on it, but the one that driving, he immediately, quickly accelerates towards the vehicle. And doesn't even try to just talk with her for a second or anything. He immediately is trying to rip the door open. Clearly at this point she's panicking. This is the guy, again, that shot. He was the one that was on the back side. He went around and came to her front side. She's turning her wheels. He pulls the gun out here to shoot the first one through the window. As he's stepping back, shoots. And then he heads down there towards. That's when you find him coming back up. He gets in this vehicle and gets the hell out of Dodge. So yeah, that's that angle. Here's another angle. This is the side angle from this.
Get the fuck out of our neighborhood.
This is the guy I was saying. He walked around and came down the front side.
What the fuck? Dude, what the fuck? Dude, you did a murder for what?
All right. Then here is someone in a house a little bit further away. This is where you see and hear the acceleration of the car afterwards. and the car is just steadily running up at a high RPM, which means she's gone at that moment. Reason why she accelerated to begin with. Now, this is the video that Trump shared, claiming that you can tell that he got hit. To any extent that he may have been hit by the vehicle, it wasn't that. It was like barely a brush. But the point, and even in that, even if that is the intent, was she intending on trying to hit him? And that's what they were arguing, that she violently and aggressively was trying to actually hit the officer. And in this situation, I don't see how you can argue when she literally is turning away. She's trying to turn her wheels completely to get away from the officers, that she was actually trying to hit the officer, like with intent. That's a hard one to argue there. But even so, there was no need in the officer grabbing his weapon and discharging it. There's absolutely no reason for that. Like I said before, if he wasn't bothered trying to grab his weapon, he could have backed out of the way before that. Because, I mean, it was clear that she was trying to get away. And this is the problem. These guys are, to what extent they are trained, they are either completely not concerned about their training in de-escalation, because clearly they're the ones accelerating and aggressive in this situation, at least. In multiple other situations that we've seen. But instead of trying to de-escalate, they accelerate the situation, then choosing to actually grab his firearm. That's the first thing he thinks of. A woman in her vehicle trying to escape. She's unarmed. And his thought is to shoot at her, knowing that could potentially fatally harm her. Anytime you grab a weapon and shoot towards somebody, you know that there's the potential that you could literally take their life. I mean, it appeared in this, like, the whole grand, like, scheme here of this situation, it looked like there was a, like, intent to de-escalate, for the agents to leave. It looked like there was a kind of falling apart here happening. Then all of a sudden, these agents decide, you know what? No, we're not quite done yet. Let's make an example of this lady. Let's make this more than what it has to be. And this is what happens. Agents that either are not trained properly, or they are completely not concerned with their training, not concerned with de-escalating or trying to prevent harm. They don't care. We've seen over and over again, they grab people, jerk them out, push them around on the ground, slam them to the ground, pulling their weapons out, threatening with their weapons, bystanders and everything. It seems like, and you'll see in other videos that to be impeding on their, their operation is just to be like standing close by and saying stuff to them. You're interfering with our operation because I'm standing 10, 15 feet away and I'm saying shit to you. Like, stop. And then they escalate towards those individuals. Like, this is not normal. And this should not be normalized. And that's the reason why there's so many people that are frustrated and angry at what's happening all across the United States. You just recently had this administration go to another country and kidnap their leader. Some of which claim is in to protect Venezuelans or to liberate Venezuelans because he was a dictator who, imprisoned and attacked and hurt his own people, his political opponents, people who didn't like him. And you have people cheering that on. Oh, Trump and his administration are so wonderful because they've saved these people, but yet Trump's administration himself, right in our own land, in our own country, in our own backyards, in our own cities, have people going around in the name of grabbing illegal immigrants, but they're also engaging and attacking legal immigrants and U.S. citizens to the point of shooting and killing them. Just because they are protesting against them, because they are pushing back against them, because, I don't know, it kind of looks like a fascist, authoritarian, power, aggressive, Gestapo-like people grabbing up anybody that they feel is either impeding on them or doesn't look like them or has an accent that doesn't sound American enough for them. Here is after the fact where a doctor or some type of physician is asking to check on her because he doesn't see anybody really doing that, apparently. And the ICE agents say, no, back off. He says, I'm a physician, though. And he said, I don't care.
Can I go check a pulse?
No, back up now.
I'm a physician.
Hey, listen, we understand. We got EMS coming. I get it. Just give us a second. We have medics on scene. We have our own medics.
Where are they? Where are they? How can I relax? You just killed my fucking neighbor. You caught butter in the fucking face. You killed my fucking neighbor. How do you show up to work every day? How the fuck do you do this every day? You're killing my neighbors. You're stealing my neighbors. What the fuck, man?
So, yeah. Now, I can understand the argument. Well, they are trying to handle the situation. They claim they have medics, which maybe they do. But it's the reaction here by the one ICE agent saying, "I don't care that you're a physician." Like it's the responses of some of these individuals. Like, you had the one that come up, it's like, look, I understand we have our own people, whatever. Like, that's an understandable, response. But the other one being like, I don't care. who you are. Like it's about how how you're being perceived to act like you do not care about us in a situation like this. When somebody's just trying to offer their assistance, offer help, offer to check. Here's the Tim Walsh and his reaction.
And from here on, I have a very simple message. We do not need any further help from the federal government. To Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, you've done enough. There's nothing more important than Minnesotan safety. I've issued a warning order to prepare the Minnesota National Guard. We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary. I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard troops are our National Guard troops. They're teachers in your community. They're business owners. They're construction professionals. They are Minnesotans. Minnesota will not allow our community to be used as a prop in a national political fight. We will not take the bait. We will continue to update you, Minnesota, as we get more information. And
So he is starting up the Minnesota National Guard to be prepared if needs be to be deployed. This is a warning basically to DHS that, we do not want you here anymore in our state. We didn't ask you to come to begin with, which is supposed to be the actual authority of federal agents coming into a state in the first place. Is they're supposed to get approval by the governing state, by the government of that state, by the local, mayors of the city. They're supposed to be in agreement that yes, please come in. We need your assistance. But Trump and his administration have completely foregone that and do not care. They're going in regardless of whether or not the leadership of these cities and states want them there or not. So basically, Tim Walsh, you're saying, hey, we this is done. This is over. You just killed one of our residents. Basically, get out. If you do not, then I will deploy our National Guard on your federal agents. And he has every right to do so. And then here is a reaction by the mayor, Mayor Jacob Frey.
There's little I can say, again, that'll make this situation better, but I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead. That's on you. And it's also on you to leave. It's on you to make sure that further damage, further loss of life and injury is not done.
So he said the quiet part out loud. He said exactly what Tim Walsh probably wanted to say. Get the fuck out of our town. Get the fuck out of our state. We're not going to deal with this anymore. And they have every right to do so. Every right to do so. And if that wasn't enough, while there was those ICE agents doing, murdering somebody on one street, not too far down from that location, ICE was confronting students at a high school. I shit you not. All right. And there was additional footage of that somewhere, better angle. Let me try to find it real quick. I thought I had that one pulled up, but apparently I didn't. Oh, here we go. This is the high school.
Oh! Hey. These bitch ass niggas, bro.
That was a grenade. That was a tear gas grenade. Damn. I need a bear tackle down in football, bitch.
Guys, don't antagonize them. They literally just killed someone.
Where kill you?
Fuck you.
Guys, let's
Fuck you. You guys are fucking murderers.
You guys gotta go.
So they're engaging with what I'm assuming is protesters and this around this high school. Potentially students were also, protesting, I would assume, because this is after the killing of the woman. And so it's got the city in an uproar, wanting them out. As you see here, there was a student, or I'm assuming a student, throws a snowball, which you see in videos. Multiple news outlets are reporting, showing where agents are leaving the city, like it was going to accumulate to the point that the agents were literally having to leave the city. They were trying to get out. And that was what was being mostly done, was them throwing snowballs at the ICE agents, which I find hilariously ironic, that, ICE is afraid of ICE. And as you see, he throws this ice up, snowball. It's a snowball. It's a snowball. And in reaction, this ICE agent runs around the tree and proceeds to shoot him with a tear grenade.
Oh.
Right here. This guy feels threatened enough by a snowball, a fucking snowball, that he feels the need to run around aggressively towards this person, what looks to be like a student, to shoot a weapon. I don't care where, that you're like, oh, well, it's not lethal. What? It's still a weapon. A tear gas bullet, grenade, whatever, at this individual because of a snowball, a fucking snowball. That's what these people are afraid of, snowballs. They're afraid of people holding signs and speaking aggressively at them and snowballs. That gets these people riled up enough to charge, to push, to become, aggressive, to aim these weapons at them. These are tough men. These are tough, strong men. Oh, they're doing such work that nobody else would want to do. They're so strong, and proud. They're scared of snowballs. Fucking scared of snowballs. This is somebody addressing to Senator Schumer, this pathetic piece of shit, asking whether or not ICE should be abolished, and he does not give an answer.
Should ICE be abolished, Senator? Will you use...
I have lots of problems with ICE.
Should it be abolished? Thank you. Will you guys use? Will you guys use the appropriate? Will this be a red line in this upcoming funding fight? A lot of people want to know how you guys plan to do this, and will it lead to a shutdown? Will it be a red line, ICE restricting ICE funding in the funding fight? Can you explain?
He refuses to answer any of this. And the point here was that in the midst of all of this happening, okay, you have a request from the president, or even like almost like a declaration, sort of, that there's a push for our defense budget to go up next year, 2027, to $1.5 trillion. 1.5 trillion. They just accepted it to go up to $1 trillion, which is the highest ever. Never. And he's wanting to accelerate it to 1.5 trillion next year. And the question here is, do you think ICE should be abolished, or at the very least, in discussions about this defense bill, or the budget bill that will include this, are you going to put restrictions on the funding to ICE, or put some sort of defensive mechanism to prevent ICE from being continued funded? Because we've already discussed this too. ICE has become the most funded agency in the government. They are the largest and most funded agency in the government. And so that's what he's asking. And Schumer, this pathetic piece of shit, cannot give any kind of answer. I have problems with ICE. Oh, that's the best you can get. You have problems with ICE? That's what you are not angry and upset enough to stop wherever the fuck you or your intentions of going is. I don't even care where you're going. I don't even care if it's super important. You could turn around and give your disgust for what has happened. And I don't even know if this was before or after the shooting. But it doesn't even matter. All the things that we have seen ICE do. Attacking U.S. citizens. I mean, there have been veterans attacked. There have been pastors attacked, shot in the face with a tear grenade or something like that. There have been American people deported. I mean, there have been so many actions that ICE has done it. Potentially lynched in ICE custody, where someone was caught hanging, was found hanging, but their arms and feet were tied. They claimed it was a suicide, but I don't think you can commit suicide while your arms and feet are tied. They've had between 20 and 30 people have died in ICE custody. All the things that they are doing. They remember the raid back. I can't remember where it was. Chicago, or I can't remember where the location was, where they raided an apartment building or whatever, and they had all kinds of people pulled out, and even children that were half naked, and they had them tied up. Like this is ICE. This is what they're doing. This is DHS. This is what they're doing. This is what these agencies, these group of people, these thugs are doing. And how in the world you can make an argument, Trump supporters can make the argument of, oh, this country that has a leader that claims a dictator and that he, hurts his own people, whether we're talking about Maduro, or we're talking about past or Saddam Hussein, or like you have such hatred for all these other and justifiable reasons to be, upset with how they are ruling their country. But yeah, you can't see the parallels of what is happening in America right now by our own president. You don't see the parallels. Come on, you've got to be completely like relieving yourself of any kind of rational, cognitive understanding to validate what is going on, like to find what is happening in America right now. Okay. I'm not sure when this happened. This is posted January 8th, but here's just another act. ICE agents violently detain a Virginia mom driving her daughter to school after she couldn't recall her social security number from memory, even after showing full legal documentation. And the 16-year-old is filming. She doesn't seem violent. She doesn't seem aggressive. She's just trying to take her daughter to school. Now, I don't know the details of whether or not she really gave the documents or not and provided that, or, I have no, I have no, but still, the aggression in which he comes at her, like, why? Even if she didn't, even if she did not have the documentation, even if she couldn't recite her social security number, even if you think she is illegal, is this type of action right? He clearly could have been like, ma'am, turn around. We're putting you under arrest. Like a normal officer would. Like a normally trained officer would. Could you please turn around? You're under arrest, or at least detained until we can verify. Like, there's no need in charging at her. This is the type of act, if we saw cops doing this at just a regular traffic stop or something, wouldn't we be a little like, whoa, that was a bit aggressive? That was unnecessary. But for some reason, ICE, it's okay because you just assume that the individual deserved it because you assume that they're undocumented or illegally here. And that's the assumption that these individuals must think by doing these actions. Or is this what they're trained to do? They're trained to be aggressive, to be violent, to grab this man. This is a grown ass man in 2026, as my son's been saying here. A grown ass man. Well, not grown ass. He's just a grown man, but I'm saying grown ass man in 2026 thinks it's okay to violently attack a woman who is not giving any kind of threat to him. And you think this is okay? You think this is okay? This is America. This is America. Here's another one. These two men, they're North Carolina U.S. citizens. Agents, when agents realized that they were recording the encounter, they turned to stop the filming and then violently escalated the stop. Civil rights activists have said the stop is unconstitutional, violating the Fourth Amendment. So I'm going to show this video, and then there's a video further down into the post that shows an even longer version of the video from this guy's a longer version of the video where and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you like before these events happened.
You're detained right now, sir. No, we're not detained. They haven't told us we're detained. They didn't say nothing about I'm telling you right now, you're detained. No, we're not detained.
Okay, so they are recording this stop. This guy comes up and says, "Hey, you can't record. You're not authorized to record or whatever." And they're like, "Yes, we can record." And he says, "No, you're being detained." And they state, "No, we're not being detained because they didn't tell us that we were being detained." And the reason why they are telling this guy is because he's not the original officer that engaged with them to begin with. But he decided to come up and engage with them anyways. And he's the one that escalates.
Look, I got that seal and recording already. And you are not allowed to do this. They're not detained. Get off the phone. Turn the phone off. Mira. If you hurt us, we'll put it on my Put your hands here. Come on. You want to go in cuffs? Come on. Come on. Hey, what? Come on. All right. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Hands up. Here. Go. No les veas aquí. No les veas aquí, okay? No les veas aquí. Stop moving around. No les veas aquí, okay? You understand? Why are you taking my phone away?
Okay. So there you see the escalation. One guy acting like, "Hey, stop messing around, stop moving around, stop doing this and that." They were being perfectly still and cooperative before this, and I will prove it. Right here. This is the longer version showing that this officer was one of the original ones that was engaging with them, gave them permission to record because they asked whether or not it was okay.
So I can record for my safety, right? What's that? I can record for my safety? Sure. I'll put this on there.
Although I do find it funny, after knowing that they were recording, he then proceeds to be like, I'm gonna cover my face. I'm gonna cover my face. Like, dumbass, he already fucking got your face. Like, what was the point? All right, that was already like, dude, seriously? You're going to cover your face? These people do not want to be seen. They do not want to be, because they know. Once they're being recorded, they want to cover their face because they want to hide because they know that they are doing actions that people do not agree with, people do not like, potentially incriminating. But these are the original two. This guy and the one on the other side that is engaging and allowing them to record.
How'd you get in the United States? Huh? How'd you get in the United States? Yes. Okay. Good? How did you get in the United States? ¿En español? I'm just a citizen. You speak English, right? I'm from a house that is known for targets. I'm a citizen. You're a citizen? Okay, I'm gonna run you and make sure you are, okay? Okay. All right. What about him? Yeah, citizen. Going here? Okay. Just give us a second, okay? Okay. When you guys check out, we'll let you go.
And this is the guy that was arguing with them at the end. So he knows that they were given permission to run to have their phones on. He's talking and being civil with them at first. It's not until the other guy comes up and engages and gets violent with them and aggressive with them that he's like, now you're all being aggressive. You need to calm down. They were being perfectly calm. They were not interfering. They were not doing. They were allowing the officers to check their backgrounds to see whether or not they were, legal, because that's the point.
You said you live with your parents?
No, I said I went to go visit them. I live in Spencer.
What's your dad's name? You don't gotta get that information. You don't have to. I can still ask you. You don't have to tell me.
I'd rather not say.
Yeah, that's your
I don't even understand why questioning who his father was or whatever was even even relevant. But it's but whatever. I guess it's just hoping that they can find that would give them some kind of evidence. I don't know.
Ya lo están llevando a alguien acá.
Huh?
Ya lo están llevando a alguien más acá. Lo están metiendo.
For real?
Sí, ¿no ves?
¿Dónde? A ver, grabo. No contes nada. Manos, ¿speak Spanish? ¿Qué understand? Estoy grabando. ¿Qué understand? Man, come on.
Film all you want, but we got multiple things going on right now, so just keep your hands where I can see them. Don't move around too much.
So again, this guy says you can film all you want. Just keep your hands where we can see them and try to not be moving around too much because, it's like this concern of, they're trying to get something that they can be, whatever. They haven't been trying to be violent at this point. Why would they attempt to be violent? I mean, it's that's sort of stupid, but whatever. But he's telling them it's perfectly okay to. And this is pretty much, I think, around where the time where the other video started. This is a completely different guy.
You're detained right now, so
No, we're not detained. They not.
And they never told them that they were detained. This is just a traffic stop where they're trying to identify them. I mean, you can argue, I guess, that's some sort of a detain, but not really. It's just, you're not really being detained at that point. You're just being verified. But I guess there's argument around detaining, but nevertheless, they were given permission to record. And this guy's trying to tell them, no, you can't record.
I haven't told them we're detained.
They didn't say nothing about
I'm telling you right now, you're
No, we're not detained. Nope.
And he escalated it for no reason. This guy over here even seems like, dude, like what the fuck? Like,
They're not detained.
Get off the phone. Turn the phone off.
Mira. Mira.
If you hurt us, we'll put it on my.
Yeah.
Put your hands here.
Mira, pues entonces que no están agarrando si
Put
su
your
puta
hands
madre,
here.
pues.
Manos.
No, me vale verga. Pues de su perra puta madre.
Manos.
No, me vale verga.
Put your hand here. Put your hand here.
Put the phone down.
there was no reason for this guy to engage whatsoever. He just comes out of nowhere and escalates this unnecessarily. And that's the point. Now, luckily for this, it didn't get violent. But he escalates this unnecessarily. And because he escalates it, the other two feel like they have to try to get a hold of the situation. So they are trying to, go against kind of what they even initially said. This guy over here is telling him to put his arms back. He's holding his phone out. I don't know how that is violent or hell, you can see his hand out here, out the damn window better than you can when he's inside the vehicle. So I don't even know why the argument's there. It's sort of stupid. It's all stupid. This whole thing is stupid. Just let them record. Let them, for their own safety. You've already given the permission. But this guy, he wants to power. He's on a power trip. Oh, you can't do that. And it's probably because he doesn't have a way of covering his face that doesn't look like. So he's afraid his face is going to be seen. While the rest of these guys, they're all face covered up. But that's the point. And like this person says, DEA doesn't wear FBI patches. Why does ICE wear police patches? Here, you see foreign terrorist, domestic terrorist. Not a whole lot of difference, is there? Doesn't really feel like much difference. Here's an ad that is kind of parroting this whole thing, but at the same time, it's kind of low key. The crazy reality of the U.S. right now.
I had a really good time today.
Yeah, me too. I really like.
What are you doing?
She's coming with us.
What are you talking about? Who are you?
I'm your Republican congressman. Now that we're in charge, we're rounding up illegals.
She was born here. She's a citizen.
I don't care. She looks like one of them. But don't worry. When she's in prison in El Salvador, she'll have lots of company.
Like I said, it's almost like a parody, but still, like, it kind of feels like that's what it is. Also, after the incident in Minnesota, there's a Democratic congresswoman, I think a local congresswoman within Minneapolis, who tried to put a vote to subpoena for all the records and footage of the murder, so that they could, so an investigation could be done. And the point here was that this is an oversight committee that she's
pretty
meeting. And what happens is all the Republicans vote down on that. So, like, to say no, it's not important enough to investigate this.
Motion to subpoena is pretty straightforward. Earlier today, a woman was shot multiple times and killed by immigration enforcement agents in Minnesota while we were holding a hearing on the state. And while there are claims that ICE did nothing wrong, the officials in Minnesota say otherwise. And since this committee is responsible for oversight of federal law enforcement, we must investigate. This subpoena will help us get to the truth, and it should have bipartisan support. And I urge my colleagues to vote yes.
It is a tie, so the motion fails. Does any other member have any business before the committee? Seeing none, without objection, the committee stands adjourned.
So, this is an oversight committee for the local, what I'm assuming is the local, I'm thinking is the local government. I could be wrong, but I think this is the local government. And she's asking for a subpoena to be done for all records so that an investigation could be done on what happened here. And all the Republicans voted no. No, it's not important enough. It was we know what happened. We don't care, or we don't care what happened. We're just gonna let it go because they're in favor of what ICE is doing. And that's just absolutely ridiculous. Here's a further of escalations, people protesting after the fact. From what I'm gathering here or thinking, these are DHS or ICE agents of some sort, some kind of agency. This is in Minnesota. They're trying to make their way into this neighborhood, and these people are basically protesting, not allowing them into the neighborhood. And this is how they react. Spraying them with pepper spray.
Terrorist, coward motherfuckers, get the fuck out of our city!
Get the fuck out of this neighborhood! We don't want you here! Everyone hates you! We fucking hate you! Go the fuck home!
Okay. And then do have somebody here that demonstrated burning the flag. It felt like there was even people around the protesters that didn't agree with this, that thought it was stupid. They thought this was actually some kind of where, there's always the argument of, oh, there's paid, agitators and shit like that. Even people that were protesting are saying that this potentially was just a paid like literally somebody paid to look like, or to make a staged thing as if this represents what they were protesting or represents their point in protesting when it wasn't. And they were even confronted, and it was just a whole ordeal there. Here is another one here, where some people, he was apparently, engaging with them, like, just verbally, and one of them gets aggressive with them, pushes them back, shoots him. Like, just speaking to these people, they feel like, oh, we need to get aggressive with you. He was not physical with them. I mean, it's just they are making the argument for me. But this is the thing. People are going to argue, oh, these are crazy people. They're rioters. They've lost control. And, the ICE has every right to do this. Blah, 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 blah. But these are the same people that are arguing your, Second Amendment rights kind of people that, oh, I have the right to own my guns in case my government comes at me and tries to take my guns or tries to impede on my freedoms. So that I can use my guns against my government if I need to. But yet when your government is going into cities all across America and creating chaos and trying to actually abduct, and they're harming, even killing people, your argument is, oh, they have the right to do so? They have the right to do so. So what the fuck is it? Do you have rights? Do these people have freedoms? Or is it that they only have freedoms if they believe like you? You've got to understand the hypocrisy. You've got to see the hypocrisy of taking out another sovereign country's leader and making the argument that it was a good thing because he was so bad to their people. But yet we have our own government leader allowing for these types of things to be done to our own people. Your argument that you need the right to guns and everything because your government could potentially decide to come after you, but yet when the government comes after others in the country, oh, it's their right to do so. And these people aren't even walking around with guns. They're just walking around with pissed off attitudes, basically, and snowballs. And you think they are crazy and that they, deserve ICE to act in this way. ICE to attack them, to get violent with them. Come on. Come the fuck on. This is absolutely ridiculous. You have militaried up armed men completely covering up who they are, hiding behind masks, going around, grabbing people, getting violent with people unnecessarily, just under the suspicion. Like I've said before, if you literally had like documentation, showing where someone is, you specifically go to that place to where that person is that is an illegal immigrant, collect them, put them in, take them into custody, and go through a process of removing them from the country. That's one thing. But these people don't act like they know. They just freewheeling, knowing, going around. And if somebody just looks at or appears or sounds or whatever, oh, they're questioning them. And then you have J.D. Vance doing an interview where he's stating, well, it's going to, their intent is to go further to where we're going door to door. Their intentions is eventually to be where they are going door to door, every residence in the country to find illegal immigrants. This is, I mean, ICE already had a bad reputation. Like before all of this, ICE has always had a bad reputation. DHS, not so much sometimes, but ICE certainly has. Even Border Patrol agents have not really had, I don't think, a overwhelmingly bad reputation per se. There have been actions over the years where, it's been questionable at times and moments. But ICE has always had a bad, I think, like, perception. And that's doing, like, minor things. Now you have ICE and DHS going. You're ruining the whole idea around enforcement of even an illegal immigrant, like the extreme of what you're supposed to be doing. Now you have completely put a distaste in even that operation, even that process, because you are just unabashedly and blatantly going around as if you do not care who you are affecting, who you are attacking, who you are engaging with. And we've said this before. If you this is the ultimate. This is the inevitable conclusion, because people are not going to like what you're doing, and they're going to engage with you. They're going to tell you to your face, "We do not want you here." And if your answer to that is to get aggressive with them because you're in your feelings or whatever, this is the type of stuff that's going to happen. This operation has to stop. This is not the way this should be going down. a reasonable discussion around illegal immigrants and how to, bring them into custody or whatever, and go through a process to, remove them from the country, whatever. That's one thing. The mass, deportation argument, that's another thing. But there's actual, like, procedural, reasonable ways of doing that. We've discussed that. But there's absolutely nothing reasonable and rational about the way the actions of ICE has been doing over the past months. And we've seen it over and over and over and over again. And then you keep coming on national television being like, just trust us. We're doing our job. This is legal process. Just let us do our jobs. But these types of actions do not bring trust to the American people. This looks exactly what it looks like. That you are a bunch of gangs and thugs. And you don't care who you get violent with. The idea that it's okay for you to get violent is stupid in itself. That's not how law enforcement should, that's not the initial thing a law enforcement should do. I mean, think about it. If every time you were pulled over by an officer and the first thing they do is come at your vehicle, like trying to grab your door open, telling you to get the fuck out, you're under arrest, like just from a traffic stop or just because you're there, how we would perceive that. This is no different. This is no different. This is fascism. This is dictatorship. This is what it looks like. And it will only get worse. If they continue with these actions, it will only get worse. There will quite literally be a civil war in this country. This is not how this is supposed to work. It's not how any of this is supposed to work. And it's time to stop. It's time to get ICE and DHS out of our cities. De-escalate, pull them back, reconsider how their actions are being taken, how the procedure is being done, reevaluate, and maybe even not like at some point it could resume, like a more rational way of doing this could resume. But I think you need to even pause for a little while and let everything chill out, and then maybe little by little go into doing a more rational process that maybe people could get behind. And maybe we could get behind it if we feel like there's genuine, respect going to be given to the process. But I mean, at this point, it's complete understanding if people be like, fuck ICE. Abolish them. Even fuck DHS. Fuck Homeland Security and everything that they've been doing. Trump. You can't blame these people. You can't blame anybody for feeling the way they're feeling right now. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I know this is a long ass video, but I said I was going to dedicate all of this stuff. I haven't, it's been a little bit since I've talked about the actions of DHS and ICE and what they've been doing. But this one, I think this one like completely unloads. Like the administration and ICE and DHS have like, they have argued and lied their way through all these other incidents that have been presented over the months. But this was straight up in cold blood. You cannot deny it. You cannot deny it. And then they're arguing away, oh, she was trying to hit the officer. Oh, and the president says, oh, the officer is in the hospital. He could have lost his life. Bullshit. The dude was walking around like he was perfectly fine afterwards. Didn't look like he had a problem whatsoever. Although I don't doubt that he went to the hospital because they needed some kind of, excuse. They needed something to be like, oh, he was hurt. Oh, he had to go to the hospital. Oh. Pulling out his gun was not the action that he should have taken in that instance. Maybe just getting the fuck out of the way would have been what he needed to do. It shouldn't have even escalated to that point in the first place. The original officer should have just went ahead and went on around and let her go about her business. That would have been the ideal situation. But the original guys that got out and escalated the situation, and then the other guy accelerating it even further by pulling out his weapon and discharging it. It was all unnecessary and should not have happened. And there should be an investigation. And there should be a trial or charges brought. And yes, I agree with the mayor and the governor. They should get the fuck out of Minnesota. Along with all the other states and cities around the country that they are trying to engage in. Recognize when the public does not agree. But let me know what you think. And until next time, peace. Clear Talk. I'm out.